All right, guys. Welcome back to a Seattle Mariners franchise brought to you by this fella J. Mose Productions. This is episode 27, and it is the 2016 season recap. So, as you can see there, we finished 82 and 80, third in the division, 6 games back from first place, and 11 games back from the wild card. So, overall, the season was actually better than I thought it was going to go. I didn't think we were going to finish over 500. I thought we'd be hovering right around it. We played our division actually very well. As you can see there, 44 and 32. I mean, as you see, the Angels, they were in first place, and they had the same exact record in division that we did. We just didn't really, our home and road splits weren't really too great. Our day and night splits, I don't think that really has that big of a factor. As you can see, we rank 19th in the league. Astros are first, Angels are 22nd, Rangers are 9th, and the Athletics are 29th. So it was actually a success. It is our first season here with the Mariners. I have a whole bunch of stats on everyone, so please, this video might be pretty long. I apologize about that, but please listen. All of this stuff is going to be important, and I hope you guys can take something from this and apply it to your own franchises to help further better your chances of winning a World Series, because the offseason is just as important as the regular season, but you have to manage it right. You have to manage it right, okay? Anyway, let's dive into the stats here. First, I'm going to do the pitching stats. King Felix finishes the year on 12 and 12, 224 in the thirds innings pitched, 42 walks, 213 strikeouts, 2.93 ERA, 1.10 WHIP for a 3.24 fielding and independent pitching. Taijuan Walker 14 and 9, 205 and 2/3 innings pitched, 38 walks, 168 strikeouts, 3.19 ERA, 1.17 WHIP for a 3.34 fielding and independent pitching. Michael Wacha, 17 and 6, 220 in the third innings pitched, 73 walks, 195 strikeouts, 3.02 ERA, 1.22 WHIP for a 3.47 fielding and independent pitching. James Paxton, 10 and 9, 186 innings pitched, 83 walks, 136 strikeouts, 4.19 ERA, 1.41 WHIP, 4.22 for FIP. Nate Carnes, 8 and 9 in the 5 spot, 169 innings pitched, 59 walks, 183 strikeouts, 282 ERA, 127 WHIP, 328 FIP. In the pen, Strickland, 7 and 4, 71 innings pitched, 31 walks, 70 strikeouts, 342 ERA, 124 WHIP, 325 fielding and independent pitching. Sean Gilmartin, 2-0, 26 innings pitched, 10 walks, 19 strikeouts, 342 ERA, 148 WHIP, 319 FIP. Robles, 3 and 6. Most of these stats were with the Mets, by the way. 70 innings pitched, 16 walks, 19 strikeouts, 4.76 ERA, 143 WHIP, 345 FIP. Knievel, most of these stats were with the Brewers as well. 3 and 4, 72 innings pitched, 35 walks, 68 strikeouts, 4.11 ERA, 133 WHIP, 368 FIP. Vincent, 0 and 5, 40 innings pitched, 17 walks, 35 strikeouts, 310 for an ERA, 130 for a WHIP, 381 for FIP. Furbush, 3 and 2, 49 innings pitched, 16 walks, 48 strikeouts, 219 ERA, 0.87 WHIP, 310 for a FIP. Cishek, our closer, 2 and 4, 34 saves. Obviously, 4 blown saves right there. 53 innings pitched, 19 walks, 46 strikeouts, 285 ERA, 123 WHIP, 358 FIP. So really, in the starting rotation, James Paxton kind of had a rough year. Other than that, I will take all those other stats. Those are great stats for a starting rotation, really, besides Paxton. And Paxton didn't even really have that bad of a year, just really compared to everyone else. He was looked like he did pretty brutal. In the bullpen, Robles and Knievel had pretty brutal stats, but most of those stats came with their other clubs before I acquired them. Our starting lineup here. First off, I just want to say Martin was 17th in the league as of WAR rankings at a 4.45. Seager was 25th for a 399 WAR. That's wins above replacement. It basically measures them, like how many wins that they, give the team compared to their replacement player. So basically, that's what WAR stands for. It basically just measures how good a player was and how valuable he was to the team. Nelson Cruz had a career year actually in basically everything, besides average, slugging and on base. 277 average. Actually, it's going to be average on base and then slugging like it always has been. So 277, 342, 541, 176 hits, 47 home runs, 111 RBIs. Home runs and RBIs were career highs for him, so that's great to see, especially at 35 years old. Kyle Seager, 264, 323, 493, 157 hits, 36 home runs, 82 RBIs. Home runs and I believe RBIs were career highs for him. Robinson Cano had the worst year of his career by far. 236, 265, 407, 84 hits, 14 home runs, 46 RBIs. Like I said, that's just absolutely awful for Robinson Cano. Ketel Marte, 282, 339, 389, 119 hits, 7 home runs, 46 RBIs, 9 stolen bases. Played a pretty good shortstop as well. Leodonis Martin had a career year, career highs in basically everything. 277, 341, 430 at our leadoff spot, 167 hits, 14 home runs, 49 RBIs, and 46 stolen bases. Nori Aoki had a down year compared to his career averages. 263, 331, 380, 125 hits, 8 home runs, 39 RBIs, and 13 stolen bases. Gurriel, 256 career at-bats this year. That's really just his career total right there as well, since this is rookie year. 242, 305, 367, looking to get that on-base percentage higher. 62 hits, 5 home runs, 21 RBIs. Juan Francisco, called him up later in the year to play first base for us. 286, 330, and 593. 26 hits, 7 of them were home runs. So great power numbers, 12 RBIs. Dan Vogelbach, 100 career at-bats, 270, 387, 350, 27 hits, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Looking to vie for a spot with Francisco there. It's going to be a position battle to see who gets the first base starting job. Mike Zunino, 192, 245, 305, 51 hits, 6 home runs, 24 RBIs. Kind of just, that's his typical numbers. Really want him to hit above 200. He has not yet in his career in over 1,000 at-bats. Chris Iannetta, 233, 295, 378, 56 hits, 10 home runs, 36 RBIs. Pretty decent for a backup catcher. Mike Freeman finished year on the DL, 46 at-bats, career at-bats that is, 196, 240, 224, 196, 9 hits total, no home runs, 2 RBIs. Sean O'Malley coming off the bench as a platoon player all year long. 315 at-bats, 260, 299, and 394, 82 hits, 7 home runs, 27 RBIs. Kyle Lewis got called up at the end of the year, was turning it up all year in AA and AAA. 125 at-bats, career at-bats that is, again, 264, 319, 480. 33 hits, 7 of them were home runs, so great power numbers there for him as well with 21 RBIs. That's it for the stats for right now. I also want to say, here we have Jose Miguel Fernandez. He also had a great year. I signed him later in the year, called him up late in the year. 71 career at-bats, 296 average, 354 on base, 366 slugging, and 21 hits. No home runs, 8 RBIs. So he did pretty good as well. Other than that, that's really it for, those are just, the big name guys, kind of like the 25-man roster guys. So really, let's go ahead and end the season officially here. There you see, 82 and 80, 506 winning percentage. Not good enough for the postseason. Better luck next season, which we will have. So go ahead and advance here. Let's check out if anyone won awards. Michael Wacha led the league in shutouts. It looks like, let's see, no one's in the top 10 there. Nelson Cruz tied for 9th, 176 hits. Nelson Cruz, 636 at bats, 11th. Doubles, no one. Triples, no one. Home runs, Nelson Cruz finished second to Miggy, of course, with 47 home runs. RBIs, Nelson Cruz 111. Miguel Cabrera had 131. My God. Runs. Leodonis Martin tied for 12th with 86. Stolen bases. Martin got second with 46 to Altuve. No walks. Slugging percentage. Nelson Cruz 5th, 541. Nelson Cruz OPS 830 or 883. Wins. Michael Wacha 17. Michael Wacha with losses was 6. Saves. No one. ERA, Nate Carnes 282. Great year for him. Looking to have an even better year next year when he gets a full season under his belt. Felix Hernandez was also 4th with a 293. Michael Wacha 7th with 302. And Taijuan Walker 12th with a 319. So as you can see, that is fabulous. There is no other team with multiple guys in the top 10, but only us with the Seattle Mariners. Maybe the Astros, but that's really it. So that was our pitching staff was actually very, very nice, very, very good. Carnes 2nd with 18 home runs given up. Paxton 5th with 19, and Michael Wacha 11th with 21. Felix Hernandez actually got bit hard by the long ball this year. Gave up 27. That's a career high by about 5 or 6. Shutouts, Michael Wacha 6. You guys saw that notification. Strikeouts, Felix Hernandez 213. Complete games, Michael Wacha 2nd with 8 innings pitched. Felix Hernandez 6th, 224. Michael Wacha 13th with 220. Walks allowed, Taijuan Walker with 38. He's in 2nd. Felix Hernandez 5th, 42. And that is it. Whip, Felix Hernandez 4th with 110. Taijuan Walker 9th with 117. Pitching WAR, Felix Hernandez 3rd, 514. Taijuan Walker and Michael Wacha both had a 448 for 6th and 7th. Batting WAR, no one. And that's it for like the league leaders there. I don't think we didn't get any awards here. I'm going to go ahead and check. Actually, Nelson Cruz got Silver Slugger for DH. Other than that, I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Let's go ahead and sim through the postseason here since we are not in the playoffs. So as you guys can see, Tigers won the 2016 World Series. They defeated the Cubs. I thought the Cubs basically had it in the bag. They had a fabulous season. Fabulous season. So let's go ahead and actually check out any notifications that we may have here. None. World Series MVP goes to Tyler Collins, and the postseason MVP goes to Jose Iglesias. So let's go ahead and advance into the offseason here. Hitting coach contract has ended, and then off-season, as you can see, we have 5 days to negotiate contracts with any of the players who do not have contracts for 2017 season. Pretty simple and self-explanatory there, as well as qualifying offers. Retired players, we have some retired players here. No one really huge. I'm surprised Pastor Nicky retired. He's only 27 and he had a great year in AA and AAA. Rodriguez, of course, retired. I'm sure he'll make the Hall of Fame. Justin Seager retired, and Jose Tabatia retired as well. Go ahead and exit this. As you can see, A-Rod goes into the Hall of Fame as a Mariner, actually. Ichiro Suzuki, David Ortiz, and Jimmy Rollins. And Ichiro Suzuki ended his career with 2,999 hits. Wow. Go ahead and advance here as we saw everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to look at the coaches here. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of switch things up with the coaches and offer players contracts, and I'll come right back and explain things real quick to wrap up this video before we get into heavy duty free agency here. Alright guys, I don't have a lot of time. I don't want to make this video 20 minutes long. So really, it's pretty simple. Basically, if someone wants too much money, like arbitration here, I offered Nick Vincent like a $850,000 arbitration, or $450,000 arbitration, right? But you can continue, but see, he wants $3 million, and I'm like, no, I don't want to pay that much money. So you can offer him arbitration. He won't be eligible for other teams, but however, all of these guys who say contract renewable, you have to offer them a contract, or else they'll be eligible, you know, by some certain date to be eligible to be picked up by other teams. So contract renewable things or an option is actually a very nice option. You can get guys for really cheap, even if they're like superstars. I know I had a franchise with the Indians, and I had Francisco Lindor paying him like $500,000 for like 3 years because of contract renewables. So really, just I stayed cheap. I really offered everyone just arbitration. I didn't try and offer Ian at everything. I think I might dump him. I really just offered Aoki arbitration. Really, the main thing I want to say though is just pay attention to that wheel. See that wheel right there, the interest wheel? I mean, just as long, like, see, some guys though, you can go way down and they'll still be really interested in playing for your team. Other guys like this, they want as much money as possible because they are greedy and all that stuff when they're really not that good. So, but like Vogelbach, I mean, he's going to be a superstar, and look at that contract that I offered him, and his interest is still full. So just pay attention to that, really toy around with that. As you can see, I basically have like $28 million left in available budget when I shouldn't really have that much because I have Walker available to offer a contract. I have Walker, but they all wanted cheap. I offered them cheap, and I offered them arbitration. So I'm really staying cheap this off season. I'm going to go ahead and sim ahead here to this star because that's when basically free agency starts. Is, you know, you have 5 days. Every team has 5 days to offer their own players contracts, and then after 5 days on the 10th here, that's when everyone becomes eligible. So I did get rid of some coaches and tried to, you know, hire some guys. I'm going to keep Lance Nelson. I think he did a good job, so I'm going to keep him, and then I'm going to keep the farm director as well. Other than that, I offered some guys some contracts. And as far as coaches go, I really just go for the guys that are actually real. I don't hire all the fake guys. I want realistic coaches who are real and actually real life, you know, coaching my team. And I'm going to decline that trade from the Cardinals, but coaching my team and, you know, just being on the coaching staff so I can look at that and I can see there's real faces because they are real people. So here we get to free agency. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, we don't. And it's okay that you don't have these guys offered as contracts because you offered them arbitration. They are not eligible to sign with other teams. So don't freak out about that. It is okay. But like I said, with a contract renewable situation like this, you have to offer them a contract. I offered him a really bad contract right there that he won't sign, but that still gives me the rights to him because I offered him a contract. Therefore, he will not be eligible to sign with other teams unless he declines my contract, and then I have to keep offering him contracts basically to keep him around. Other than that, just watch out for these guys down low here who decide not to sign. Just give them a little bit more money, and they usually sign. You really want to watch out because you might lose some prospects down there if you don't pay attention to that. So always pay attention to that because every year there's some guys at the bottom who don't accept that contract. And really with like all these prospects on here, they really just go for 60 million, something like that. So they're pretty cheap. I usually just like for the bottom half of the thing, I just click XXXXX really fast just to sign them all because it's kind of a pain to go through and actually check it all. But there you guys see, I'm going to go ahead and sim ahead one more day here. And some of them, they're no longer interested or whatever, so that's just fine. If they don't want to play, that's fine. Check out my coaches here if I sign anyone. So as you see, I got Buck Showalter, hitting coach, Nick Leiva, pitching coach, Juan Nueves, first base, Chris Fazio, third base. So some big name guys come in. I was really looking for guys with A attributes there, or B. I had all C's. All these guys were all C's, so I think it was time to get rid of them. I don't really buy the whole like -1 for the stealing thing. I really don't think that makes that big of a difference. So that's really like my philosophy with coaching, you know, hiring coaches and, you know, offering players contracts and all that stuff. But as you can see, we are into free agency here, and that will lead us into our next video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we're going to get into free agency right now.